friends, back again with another video. Today I'm going to be showing you some awesome cool trippy distortion stuff you can do easily within Premiere. I'm going to show you how to do it the easy free way using built-in stuff within Premiere. I'm going to show you how to do it using some of my presets, which I actually hand built, some really cool stuff in there. I'm going to show you how to do it using some plugins that you guys might have. I'll also direct you to where you could get those plugins. So let's get right into this. If you guys are new here, make sure you subscribe. We got tutorials, music videos, bunch of stuff talking about film editing, VFX, bunch of other cool content. So let's hop right into Premiere, and we got a bunch of clips cut up right here, and you guys saw this at the beginning, all the cool distortion that we got going on. So let's go ahead and just duplicate this clip, and we're just going to work on these. I'm going to show you how I did all of this, and like I said, it's pretty simple to do. So the main thought processing I had for this video, I wanted a close-up shot with him standing right here in front of this cool picture, because I knew that whenever I applied that distortion, since that picture has all these kind of crazy things in the back, it was going to get a really awesome look. So you can use this for music videos, you can use this for short films, and like I said, just kind of find a picture or a cool backdrop, have them not move too much, because if they move too much and they're kind of shaking their head around, it's gonna be harder to do the tracking, which we're about to talk about right now. So let's go ahead and put on some distortion. So let's go to our effects and presets library, and we're gonna look up the turbulent displace effect. So it's under here in the distort, and like I said, this is free, built into Premiere. Place that onto your clip, and then we're going to come up here in the top left to our effect controls. So now we're just going to make a few adjustments. We're going to make some tiny tweaks so that we can get the best possible look from this. I'll show you guys the settings that I use to be able to do this. This is a pretty good amount of distortion that we're getting. So what I actually did just to kind of get a little bit more stretching and warping is I'm going to come over here to where it says offset turbulence. I'm going to go ahead and click this keyframe button right here just to toggle this animation, and then I'm going to scroll to the end of my video, and I'm just going to crank these up a decent amount. And you don't have to go crazy with this, but just change the values, kind of push them up, and then we'll play that through. You guys can really mess around with any of these settings to get the desired distortion that you'd like. It's pretty simple. You can just go through here and just screw around with any of these little effects. I kept it on turbulent, but you can mess around with any of these different little presets for the actual turbulent displace. So here's how we actually separate the subject from the background. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the beginning of my clip, so right about here, and I'm actually going to click this FX button in my effect controls just to turn the effect off for now, so we have a nice clean slate to work with. And then you can always just turn this back on and see what it looks like by just clicking this button. So turn it off for now, and you're going to see these three tools right here. These are actually your masking tools. So I'm going to select my pen tool. It's going to pop up a little mask right there, and I'm going to actually just draw around my subject just like this. And I made a video about how to make your masking better in Premiere, so check out the video if you haven't already. I recommend you click the squiggly key to make this full screen, and then you can actually mask in Premiere way better since we're doing this all in Premiere, no After Effects. And make sure you use these joints, kind of hold and select, get a good nice selection of your subject. It does not have to be perfect. We're going to tweak some blending options after this just to kind of get a better look and to kind of patch up any rough edges that we might have. Okay, so that's looking good. We got the rough sketch of him looking okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to turn on the effect. And then as you see, everything within this mask has the turbulent display. So we want the opposite. So go ahead and click this inverted button right here. Now you're going to see everything outside of this mask now has the distortion. So the only issue is we need to actually animate this mask so that it moves with our subject. So instead of going through all the annoying work of hand keyframing, moving each one of these little joints, what we're going to do is we're actually just going to click this little play button that we have right here. Now this is going to do its best to do a track mask within Premiere. It's not the best, but I'm going to show you some ways to fix it. So what we're going to do is click play, and we're going to watch this mask, how it moves. And whenever you see something mess up, we're just going to click this stop button. So it's bound to happen. Right now it's doing pretty good, so we don't have to make any adjustments yet. Okay, so right here you see it's kind of going past his jaw a little bit. I'm just going to move the joints and readjust them, place them in a better place, place them so that it's not affecting your footage. And like I said, at the end we're going to redo all the blending, changing around some of the options, and we're going to make this look nice and crisp. So just redo that and then go back here and press play, and you're going to see as it's doing this, it's making keyframes and doing all the work for us, which is a really cool option within Premiere. So I'm going to pause it again. I'm going to drag it just because it's getting a little bit too low like that, and then I'm going to press play. Okay, so this is just about finished. You're seeing we have a bunch of keyframes that we just did here, so we just saved so much time. And here you guys have it. You have some cool, crazy distortion. The only issue is, as you see, edges are kind of rough, and sometimes the mask does mess up because, like I said, it's not going to be perfect. So there's some ways we can fix that. The first thing we're going to want to do, come back over to your effect controls. We're going to bump mask expansion up to around 50. click enter, and that's just going to make it grow. So if there were any edges that were kind of cut off by the mask, it's going to fix that. Now all we need to do is bump up our feathers so that the line of the mask isn't as rough. It's going to blend it, it's going to feather it more and smooth it out. So let's go ahead and put our feather up to 80 and click enter. And you can just see the difference. I'll control Z so you can see this is kind of the rough line you're seeing, and then when I put it up to 80, if you pay attention to right around here, you'll see such a huge difference. Just blends it perfectly like that. And then what you guys could do is just select your clip, sequence, render that selection just to see what it looks like. You're gonna have an awesome end result with your subject staying normal, the background being all distorted. And you don't have to do this using turbulent displacement. You can do any kind of awesome distortion. There's a bunch of ways out there. If you guys are new to the channel, like I said, subscribe. You'll find a bunch of cool distortion tutorials for you guys to check out. If you guys have been here, you already know how many different trippy tutorials and stuff like that are on the channel. We have stuff from After Effects, stuff from Premiere. So I'm going to show you another way you can do this. So I'm going to show you one more method using the Sapphire plugins of distortion. Now Sapphire plugins are pretty expensive, but I've made a bunch of videos, partner with them actually, talking about how you can get them for cheaper. I'm going to link those Sapphire videos below if you did miss them. Some really cool stuff on that because they are some really cool plugins. And then at the very end of this video, I'm going to show you what you can do to recreate that Sapphire kind of distorted look without actually having the plugins, using distortion presets which I actually made. So I'm just going to click on my clip and I'm just going to delete the turbulent displace. And what I'm going to do is actually just look up Sapphire distort. So I'm just going to look up distort, and then I'm going to go find the Sapphire distort plugin, which is right here. Place that on your clip. You're gonna see how powerful and how unique the Sapphire distort plugin is. So what I like to do is I like to actually change the blur lens. That's gonna give you greater control over if you want the distortion kind of big and like warping like this, or if you kind of want it smaller and like more liquid like this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to go to the beginning. I'm gonna keyframe the amount and blur lens, and then I'm just gonna move a little bit, and I'm just gonna bump around the blur lens. And then I'm just going to do that a bunch of times just to kind of create some cool distortion. Now all you have to do is the same exact technique I showed you with the Premiere version using turbulent displace. We're going to turn off the effect by clicking this FX button, and then we're just going to draw a mask around our subject like this. And then like I said, we're going to click inverted. We're going to turn our effect on like that. We're going to go ahead and make mask expansion 50. And then we're going to go ahead and make the feathering 80, something like that. And that's a nice little blend. You're going to see how that looks. It looks pretty accurate. It has all the details still in there. And then you're going to go ahead and just select your mask and then just click play. Do that same thing. If you see it mess up, you're going to click stop. And then you're just going to go ahead and make the adjustments. Okay, so that's just another example of how you can use this technique with other kind of distortion or any other kind of effect. It's really just separating the subject from the background and just changing the background and creating some really cool visuals. So let me show you how you guys can kind of create a mix of this. So I actually created presets, a bunch of different distortion presets for you guys to use in Effects Pack 2.0. Check those out. They're on my website for only like $15. And what I did was I tried my best to kind of blur the lens and create different effects so that I could create my own kind of liquid distortion looks as you're seeing right here. And like I said, the cool thing about this is these are all drag and drop presets. So all you need to do is check out the link in the description. Then just import your presets, hold down Alt, and just drag up this clip to duplicate it. And then we can just look up Max Novak in our effects, and then we'll go and find Effects Pack 2.0. If you guys want, you can add any of these glow presets on here, flicker presets. I've got a bunch of cool stuff in there. We'll scroll down here to the distortion presets, and here they are. We have doors of perception, force field, medication, seeing double. And I recommend you guys just toss these on here and see what each one of these looks, because every single one of these are going to give you something different every single time just based off the footage. So just find the best one for you. And then another cool little thing about this is if you don't want it to be all crazy like this, what you can do is just look up a nice little crop effect, toss that on the duplication that has our distortion preset, come up to our effect controls, and then you can just use those tools to mask out and choose whatever area you want to have the distortion. So if you don't want all the craziness everywhere, you could just choose an area, and then you could make left 100%, maybe invert that, and then let's go ahead and add some feathering like that, and then play that out. And then we got some pretty cool distortion there. Like I said, super customizable. There's millions of different things you can do with this. Hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you guys make some awesome music videos and use this effect, tag me on Twitter at MaxNovak YouTube, or on Instagram _MaxNovak_. We've got a hashtag on Instagram for you guys to check out other stuff we've been doing. We've got a Facebook group if you guys would like to join that, learn some new things, or just meet some new creators. Links to all the important stuff will be in the description. Like I said, if you guys are new, if you enjoyed the content, leave a like, comment, subscribe. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later.